Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Gigi Sparkles.
Hello.
God, we need to come up with a catchy something for Netflix because we have the daily dose of dismal Disney. We need to have like the something Netflix.
We'll figure it out.
So Netflix, we talked about sexy beasts earlier today. Well, not to be outdone, Netflix has also dropped a trailer for a show called, an animated show called QForce, which is basically a bunch of very stereotypical gay superhero spies.
Yes, but we're not kidding when we say stereotypical.
Yeah, and a lot of people are not happy. I think Netflix was going for a certain audience, and
I don't know what audience it was.
It's not landing as well. It's not playing as well as they thought it would.
What audience are they going for? Because it's something.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about that. Netflix's just tendency to just throw spaghetti against the freaking wall. I don't know what the hell they're doing. This is just a mess. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 201,000 subs.
Woohoo!
Thank you so much for the support. Yeah, so not to be outdone by sexy beasts.
Yes, they're calling the one guy Twink.
Okay, they're QForce. They're like the Avengers, but very, 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 very stereotypical. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically their personalities, as I understand it, is that everyone's LGBTQ.
Right, because when that's your personality, that just, that everything about you is that.
Are all these people? I don't think any of these are. All
I have no idea. Wanda Sykes is, I thought.
Wanda Sykes is.
I don't know, but I'm just like, look, this is. I'm not LGBTQ. But I would be offended if I were. So I'm like these. It's okay. So it's okay when they offend people.
So this guy's super masculine, whoever this guy is. The room is empty. I wasted all that masculinity on nothing. As the other person says, not nothing. My little butthole went booyah.
Or boo or something like that. Boo. Yes, because, that's what straight people say all the time. When some guy comes in and says, oh, I guess I broke down that door for nothing. And the girl's like, that's okay. I'm so wet right now. Nobody talks like this.
Damn it, guys. You can't pander to the gays. They can smell it.
Yeah. Well, it's wrong.
You're acting like Citibank at Pride.
Yeah, Netflix. At least they're self-aware.
So maybe the show's self-aware. Maybe it's good-natured ribbing. That sounds bad.
I just think it's tacky as hell, but that's just me, I mean, here's the thing. If anybody else did this, they'd be in trouble for it.
Yes, they would.
Stereotyping's bad unless they're the ones doing it.
So, yeah.
It didn't go the way I thought it would on Twitter.
It is not getting as much traction as Sexy Beasts. Now, the show was announced, I guess, a couple of years ago. But this is, just to follow up on what we said in the other video, Netflix's marketing at this point is basically to throw the most outlandish, ridiculous thing out there. That's how they're greenlighting shows. And then they have shows that are actually quality shows that are getting buried or getting canceled because they're too expensive. But then they'll do this other stuff for shock.
They're going for gimmick. Yeah. All I could think of when I saw this was that Super Drag.
Yeah.
Remember how that? We're talking about that. I know we talked about that before.
About that. Some people were not very happy.
No,
about that.
And that's what this reminds me of. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw this. And if you go to the comments, you go ahead to the Twitter, and you go down and start reading the comments. They're not that good, guys.
Yeah, it just sounds like the F slur with extra steps. Yas Queen, Skinny Legend, Versace Booch House Down. Yeah, okay. Wow, I don't know. It's not landing very well like this one. Yeah, at least it's there you go. At least it's self-aware.
That's what I said when I first saw the trailer.
Self-awareness does not absolve anybody of anything.
Representation and caricature are not the same.
I don't want these. It's insane they didn't even cast real spies for this, just pandering to the non-spy community.
Yeah, that's funny, actually.
What is so hard about making a show with people that just happen to be gay? Invincible did it. Steven Universe did it, sort of. Adventure Time, etc. Nobody wants this. Sorry, but making a show about heroes who are gay stereotypes is not activism. It does the opposite, really. Ooh, this is not going well.
You mean like naming characters in comics, Snowflake and Safe Space?
Yeah. Maybe I'm judging a book by its cover, but having gay leads be these provocative feminine men with feminine features is only feeding shitty beliefs. Yeah, there's this one I saw. This is coming from Smelly. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Smelly. LGBTQIA members, after seeing the QForce trailer, they feel like they're being made fun of, mocked. I love this one. It's fascinating to me that a queer-written, queer-directed, queer-produced comedy voiced by a mostly queer cast and featuring feminine men in the leading roles is being completely trashed online before a single episode has been released. Internalized homophobia runs deep. I'm a lesbian, and this made me homophobic.
That's what they did to me. Like, they tell me about things like, well, you're not, you're just an internalized misogynist because you didn't like, She-Ra or Star Wars or whatever. And it's like, bullshit. You don't get to tell me that.
All the outright bigotry in the world could never make me feel ashamed to be queer. This might just do it.
Okay, so yeah,
Wow.
these are people that are actually, are represented, supposedly represented, and I use that loosely and with air quotes, by this show. And they're like, oh, hell to the no.
I'm sorry, are you trying to make people homophobic again? People say it's better to have bad representation than no representation. In this case, I'd like to go with no representation, please. Good grief. Oh my God. No representation is better than bad rep, in my honest opinion. Bad rep hurts people. With no representation, at least there's less stereotypes in a person's mind they have to overcome, and people are easier to educate because there's no set biases. It goes on.
It did not go the way they thought it was going to go.
The show's not actually for gay people. It's for allies, quote unquote.
I hope they're kidding.
Oh my
this
God.
is just feeding into more bigotry, I think.
Here's Big Booty Otter, Happy Pride Month, saying, this has to be the most insulting stereotypical show I've seen in a while. This isn't representation. This is how can we take every gay stereotype to the absolute extreme and shove it in our viewers' faces as forcefully as possible.
And so they can laugh at it and mock it. And I mean, I think the point was they were trying to be like, look, we're going to take these stereotypes and show you how dumb they are so you can laugh and mock them. But that's not how it's coming across. I mean, maybe the show will be different, but from that trailer and the character designs and the voicing.
That is the selling point. This show is as bad as, oh my God, I can't remember the other one they had where it was being mocked all over the internet. It was like, it's kind of like the adult, like, BK Kids Club, where they had like all this quote unquote representation, and it was this animated series. I don't remember what it was, but people mocked it.
I think I remember that. Yeah,
they mocked it so hard that it just like disappeared. And this looks like, I agree with Steven. It looks like a parody made by somebody who's anti-gay.
It does. That's how it comes across. Because they're saying here, cast openly queer actors, check. Unabashedly gay premise, check. Good jokes and writing, error 404. And that's just it. It does come across as more of a slap than it does as, something that's supposed to be like, pro LGBTQ, whatever.
Yeah. Are we ever going to be more than stereotypes to you? To Netflix, just wondering. Yeah, so I mean, this landed with a thud.
They wanted this. They're going to use this one for memes. They were hoping to generate memes with this one.
Oh my God. Yeah, and then I love it though. People are like, well, you have to like it because it's representation.
Yeah, and if you don't, people that actually are the what they're supposed to be represented, in quotes, don't like it, and they're like, well, you're just internalized homophobic.
Why don't, and this is, Hollywood needs to learn this, why don't you actually ask people when you're presuming to speak for them? Why don't you actually, one, ask them if they want you to speak for them, and two, ask them how they would like to be spoken for, because that doesn't happen. We always see this representation, which is like, let's just take a white character and gender bend them and race bend them and
not make anything new.
Not make anything new, and then people are like, this is garbage. Again, it's the same mindset that gave us Snowflake and Safe Space, written by a straight white dude millionaire who's like, this is the representation everybody wants.
Legitimately think they're helping. And that's what gets me is they unironically think that they can't understand why this landed with a thud,
Absolutely not. Every single second of this trailer made me cringe. I want to support Wanda Sykes, but what the hell? I can only hope desperately that the trailer editors picked the absolute worst of the show to highlight. I don't think they did. They're going to give you a sizzle reel. Emphasis on sizzle. They're going to give you a sizzle reel because they want you to watch a show. I think it sets the tone for what the show actually is, and the whole thing is a big fucking joke.
That's what I think it is. I think it's just, the whole thing is supposed to be meant to be, like I think it's supposed to be laughing at themselves, but they're actually just like giving people ammo to laugh at them.
It goes on and on, guys. So this did not land as well as Sexy Beasts, for sure. I think we're going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up.
Yes.
Love this quote. We're going to wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.